With the goal of fixing a noise, we just replaced the rear sway bar links. Well, that didn't fix it. Wait until you see what I did find. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Vikings Garage, and on today's episode, I'm here to give you guys some updates with the wagon. What's gone wrong? Have I been able to fix this shudder with the transmission? And a whole lot of little things that I've been doing behind the scenes that I figure I share with you guys. I've been collecting some of these smaller clips, but I think somehow, some way, it will all make sense at the end. And for all of you that are here for the Forerunner content, as in the Vikings Garage, do not give up on me as of yet. I am working on something very special behind the scenes. It will eventually come to fruition, so please stay with me. We will get there eventually. From a full stop, let's cut the fan here. There it is. Oh man, I hope that showed through on camera. Somehow this transmission was still in one piece. I mean, I have faith in Hondas, but gosh, this is insane. It is very dark in color. And like I said before, odds are when I do put the fluid in, this thing is not going to shift anymore. That's a possibility. I kind of know that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So stay tuned. And to remove your transmission filter, disconnect this hose first, then raise the vehicle. And yes, I know exactly what you're thinking. External filter on the transmission. Yes, I had no idea also. Guys, if I had to guess, I'm gonna go ahead and say this guy's original. Do yourself a favor, take it like so, with the hoses still attached to it. Swap everything over in the same orientation, of course, and this will make your life a lot easier. And only just, a few hours later, guys, this is definitely one of those filters. Be patient. The location of that screw makes things a little challenging, but if I have any advice that I can give you, yeah, you see the mess that's going on in here. This is your best friend. You want to use this guy and go through the wheel well. Well, all right, let's try this one more time. Now, guys, honestly, give me your opinion in the comment section down below. Between the second flush that we did and this one, I have to say, starting to get a little concerned. This fluid does look darker than our second drain and fill. Why is that? I don't know. There is definitely a little bit of black on the drain plug as well. Guys, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this on camera, but hey, I'll keep repeating it. Always change your crush washer. She's been dripping for quite a while, so let's go ahead and just put it back together and put the magic sauce. I'll show you in a second what that is. Recommended by a Honda Master Tech. Let's see if that is indeed going to fix the issue. Alright guys, hopefully I'm redeeming myself. I got a lot of flack in the comment section over the fluid I was using. And thank you to the one viewer that recommended this. He's a retired Honda Master Tech, so we'll see if this indeed does work. Guys, always clean funnel. I find myself always looking inside the funnel. You never know when debris falls in there. But anyways, not gonna shoot this portion, but we're gonna go ahead and dump those 3 quarts plus this guy, and I will let you know how that goes. So what did you guys think? If I had to give you any sort of advice as far as these magic liquids in the bottle to fix your transmission, there's no such thing. But from trying these 3 different products, I would have to say the Lucas definitely did not fix my issue. Doesn't mean it's not a great product. Nonetheless, it's just definitely not something that will diminish in any way, shape, or form a shudder in an automatic transmission, at least not in this application. As far as this other little product recommended by one of my viewers, it is all right. It did not remove the shudder, because then again, we don't know how much damage is in this transmission. So odds are this might fix something that's starting to happen. This particular case, it just didn't fix it at all. If anything, actually, based on the last product, it made it a little more obvious. But last but not least, from trying these 3 different products, I do have to say that this particular one, from my experience here, was definitely one that I would recommend, because although it did not completely remove it, it is a very, very noticeable difference. So there you have it. I hope this does help somebody out there. If I can give you any piece of advice, change that transmission filter and change that fluid often enough, and odds are you will not run into the issue that I have. Here's the final result with those exhaust tips that I got from the junkyard. In case any of you guys is interested in knowing what I used, those were the 2 products. With a little bit of time, it comes out pretty nicely. They're not perfect, but wait until you see the condition of the ones in the vehicle, and you'll understand why I went out of my way to do this. By the way, I went as far as removing the old screws, which, as you can see here, were pretty beat up. I'm now sourcing out new ones so that it holds it in place. Now here's another one of those products that is definitely 100% worth buying and therefore using. Why? In the bottle itself, it claims that it increases miles per gallon, proven to gain 4 to 10 horsepower at the wheels. I'm not so sure I can believe that one, but most importantly, it does improve with your air to fuel ratio. Don't believe me? Check out these images. It was pretty dirty, but needless to say, I got it cleaned nicely. I really got to get better at documenting these things to share with the rest of you. I am now in the process, let me show you, of, well, basically installing a set of mud guards that turned out to be not for a wagon, but because you can't seem to find anything for this platform, yeah, we're making it fit. That looks to me like it fits. What do you guys think? I mean, the assortment of screws being used in this installation is not something I'm going to be bragging about, but while I'm here, I'm actually going to go ahead and replace those bushings in that sway bar. Nothing to see here. It's just normal zip tie type of stuff. We haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, let's soak these bolts for tomorrow, and this should come right out. At least that's the plan. All right, before the sunlight actually disappears, let me go ahead and do the other side. Now, some of you might actually be saying, why on earth are you changing these bushings? Well, guys, I couldn't tell you how many weird noises I've been hearing, and I swear I'm not crazy, in the back of this wagon since I bought it. So I figured I might as well, if I'm going to drive this thing, might as well start with simple and obvious stuff. Show you guys in a second how this right here looks a lot better than that. A little intermission here. Guys, this is exactly why I do what I do, and why I always say, if you don't know what you're doing, please don't touch the vehicle. Point in case. This is what your bushing is supposed to look like. Now let me show you the type of botchery that I just removed. Now you would think, what's going on here? Somebody actually put a piece of rubber in between the bushing and the bracket. I mean, kind of clever. Buy yourself some time, but the one in the center there, still very much worn. Please allow me to show you. Probably not super obvious, but needless to say that it was still doing a little bit of this. But yeah, a lot of clever folks out there, huh? Piece of rubber, what do you know? So let me show you guys in the vehicle how you can tell the difference. You see the space there? Right where the bar meets the bushing. Keep that gap in mind. And now, brand new bushing. And that, my friends, is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Much better. It is now the next day, guys, and it goes without saying, we did tackle the rears yesterday. I mean, what do you guys think? We obviously got to clean this up a little bit. I have to say, I do like the way that looks. Now, I am faced with a bit of a dilemma here, which I have very easily tackled, as you'll see here in a second. So, to install these front ones, again, pretty straightforward. They go like so. You basically take the two clips here out. I put that one in there, which the screw will go into. And the way these are secured is by installing those clips. Unfortunately for me, I only had two. So if in the final shot you happen to notice one mud guard in the front, driver's side only, not the passenger, now you know. I'm not entirely sure how well that picks up on camera. There's a whole bunch of, this looks actually to me like paint transfer. So, with a soft towel here, let's see if we can make a difference in removing these scratches. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive how easily they are coming out.
Can I be in the video?
You can be in the video, buddy. Yeah. Special guest. Where are you going, special guest?
There's like teeny marks that I can't get off. And this.
Oh, that's rust, buddy. That's not coming off. This is great. All right, cut. Now, for those that are curious, you got to go very lightly. And what I have in the cloth here was given to me by a detailer. And this is basically paint thinner. Now watch these scratches disappear. Wow, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Look at that, gone.
I'm gonna work on.
Now we're gonna put a little coat of wax. You gonna help Daddy with that?
It's a little bit somewhere over here.
There you go. Now there might be some minor details that you guys might have not caught on, so I'm going to show it to you. During my entire ownership, this cap had been missing. I just went ahead and installed one. You should probably see that on the before and after. And then also, that's a little hard to miss. And we're gonna go ahead and correct that right now and replace not only this one, but all the remaining three and make this thing right once and for all. But let's go ahead and see if we can polish this up a little better. And I'll give you guys the before and after. this video in some way, shape, or form does help you, if I can give you any piece of advice, change that filter, change the fluid often, and you won't have to deal with any of this nonsense. As always, guys, if you found the video to be useful to you and helpful, do share with your friends and help this channel by smashing that like button. And if you haven't done so and you don't want to miss what I'm up to behind the scenes, there is something definitely coming. You guys with the 4Runner are definitely going to like this one. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.